الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم ولا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. I want to talk to you about three stages of ruqya, three steps in ruqya. So this is for the people learning ruqya and practicing ruqya. So in our ruqya program, we have three stages. First stage, when we get to some place, is to establish a center of ruqya, a permanent center. This is our first aim. So, for example, in England, we do not yet have a permanent center. We do not yet have a permanent center, so we are in our first objective, in our first stage. So what to do to establish a permanent center? First of all, we have to train a maximum of people. So usually we have to train about 15 people to get 2 or 3 that will continue. Because everyone has his occupations, has his situations to handle. So that's it. We have to train about 15 people to get 2 or 3 that will really continue. Secondly, we have to make a campaign as wide as possible. As wide as possible. Make i'lan as wide as possible, use medias as wide as possible, treat as many people as possible, so that will create a movement that will continue after us. Because if I am here and there are not many people coming, so by the time I leave, there will be nothing left. You see? And the more we get people to come for treatment, and inshallah, that get cured and they get better, so they will be bringing more and more people. So it will be a movement that is already going. And when we speak in medias or in mosques, anyway, when we speak to people about ruqya, some will come and do ruqya or learn ruqya, but many others, they have the information. So that also is a positive point for us, because that information, maybe one day he will have someone that needs a ruqya, he will meet someone asking about ruqya, maybe himself. So that is good to be known, even if there is no immediate result, but at least the information is there in many people's minds. And so this is the second thing we do to establish a permanent ruqya center. So when I say permanent, I mean a ruqya center has costs, and people are there and people need to live. So if there's no people coming, so we cannot cover the costs and people will not be earning money, so it's going to stop. Well, we believe that ruqya must be taken as a profession. We cannot just do it on weekends, on evenings, and do it fi sabilillah. We do it fi sabilillah, but we can't do it for free, because there are costs, and this is how life is. So even if you are teaching Quran to children with no cost, so that cannot continue, because you have problems and you have things to solve in your life, and you will not always get the time and the motivation to do it for free. So, and the third point in establishing a permanent ruqya center is to visit the authorities. So Islamic religious authorities, that is also one thing we must do when we arrive in any country, to visit the ulama, whatever structure there is, because the structure of Islam is different according to all countries. So some countries have a pyramidal structure, so it's all organized in one structure. So when you go there, if they say okay, it's okay for all the mosques, it's okay for the Islamic radio, it's okay for everything. And some other places, everything is independent. So wherever you go, you have to negotiate, you have to explain. So some people will accept, some people will not accept. Anyway, we have to go to the Islamic leaders. We have to go to maximum of Islamic leaders to explain to them, because we are here, inshallah, to work for Islam. So we have to help each other with those. And if we can get their help and assistance, alhamdulillah, that is what we wish. And if not, at least they will be aware and they will be aware and they will be knowing what is happening. And even if they don't agree with us, at least we will reduce that disagreement. At least when we meet them and we say what's wrong, they say, yes, we heard about you this and that and this and that and this. So we will remove some of those, and maybe some will remain. But it is much better to meet them so they know us and they see us and we show that you have nothing to hide. That is for sure. Something is sure anyway, that you have nothing to hide, because everything we do, we teach it and we leave the local people doing it. So there's nothing that I do or my pupils do that we don't show to people. So we have to visit them. Well, we tried also to visit the Raqis. We try also to visit the Raqis, but the fact is that Raqis, most of the time, everywhere in the world, most of the time, they are very independent. They are very mentally independent. Everyone is doing his method, or it could be even keeping his business, and that's it. But actually, if we could, I remember I was in Kaduna, in Nigeria, and we met a Raqi. He is Qazi, and he is member of the Sharia committee in Kaduna. And he told me he is making ruqya for more than 50 years. He started doing ruqya when he was 14. And when he was Qazi, he even once had a judgment with jinns. There was a problem between men and jinns, and he made qaza between men and jinns. So we met him, and I explained to him how we do all our procedures, and he told me that I have given him the solution to all the cases he did not find solution for. Like the grave case, like such case, using the cupping, using the symbolic verses, etc. So, if we can meet this kind of people that are established Raqis, and if we can give them our methods, so we have nothing else to do in this country. We can go, and they will continue. You see? Well, anyway, not really, because we want to teach a lot of people. If that person is training and teaching people and spreading this method, so then it is finished. But if it is only him who's going to do it, he will not. One person can never be enough. So we need to spread this. But if you can get those people, local people, to take it and do it, finish. Well, we will move on to different places. So I said that to establish a permanent ruqya centers needs to train a maximum of people, needs to make a campaign as large as possible, needs to visit Islamic authorities, and also local, so Islamic leaders. We must try to go to all kinds of Islamic leaders, you see, because each one has people behind him. And you see, ruqya is needed by everyone. It's like if you talk about halal food. Everyone needs halal food. If you're Tablighi or Salafi or Sufi or you're Shia or you're whatever, everybody needs halal food. And when you are selling halal food, you don't say, no, you're Shia. Why you come here? Go to Tesco's, take your meat. No, even if he's Shia, you sell your halal food, isn't it? So ruqya is needed by everyone. So if someone wants to be treated by Quran and wants to go away from shirk, so whatever he is, we will treat him, even non-Muslims. As I told you, as I said, Sahaba radiallahu anhum treated in two stories non-Muslims by Quran. One story of the chief of tribe. He was kafir, he was mushrik, he was idol worshipper, and he was bit by a scorpion and they treated him with Fatiha. And second story, in another tribe, Sahaba found one man was attached because he was crazy. And he was so violent, they have attached him. And the Sahaba also treated him with Fatiha and he cured. So we can treat non-Muslims with ruqya. So what about Muslims that are having sins or even doing shirk? May Allah Ta'ala guide them, inshallah, guide us all. And the fourth point in establishing permanent ruqya center is to visit the local authorities, or to say, to follow the rules, the law. So it depends. places and countries are different. But when we are in Africa, we will go visit the town hall, we'll go visit the police, we'll go visit this and that authorities, so that they know we're here, they know what we're doing. And I can tell you that in Africa, all those people, they badly need ruqya. So alhamdulillah, what nearly always happen in Africa, when police and what control us, what are you doing, papers, this and that, and we say, yes, we are here for ruqya, this and that. So they finish inspecting us, and then the policeman will say, please could you come, I have a problem with this and that, can you help me out of this? Alhamdulillah. So they become our patients, alhamdulillah. MashaAllah. So what I was saying, this is the first stage of ruqya. Now the second stage of ruqya, once a permanent center is established, second stage is expansion. Expansion, first of all, through geographically. That means if you have one center in London, we will try to establish center in the other cities, in main cities. Maybe even a second or third center in London, so it will be closer to people, north, south, east, west, etc. So the first point in the expansion is geographically expanding. And when we are a group of raqis making ruqya together, and training people, so we get more people to learn ruqya, and we are here treating people, it is normal that we will divide in many centers. It is a normal thing, you see, and inshallah we will try to make it in brotherhood. Actually, the way to lead the ruqya center, there are two ways. It can be led as an association, that means as a group. How do you say an association? Like a trust, like a group, you see, and it can be led like a personal business. That means I am the raqi, and you people are working for me, helping me, and it is my place, it is my ruqya, and you are my employees. It could be that way, and it could be a group way, that we are a group and we have taken this place together, we make a ruqya together. Actually, the business way is better, because you have one responsible. If police comes, he is the one who's going to speak to them. If whatever happens, he's the one. If he's going to fight with someone, that person's going to go, he's going to stay. So he has the full responsibility. You see, when the responsibility is divided between people, it's not easy to get things going. But two ways are possible. So when it gets to multiply the centers, it is better to keep working together. That means, for example, if someone starts his treatment here and continues his treatment on the other side, it will be the same thing. We'll take him, we'll not charge him again. You see? If, etc. For example, if there's going to be a campaign or publicity, we'll do it together. And we'll say that we have so many centers, so wherever you are, go to the closest center, instead of each one making his own advancement on his own. And we'll be thinking of developing the ruqya together, even if there are many centers. And financially, of course, each center will be independent. So if your center is not working, you're not getting enough people, it's up to you to think what is the problem and how can you communicate more, etc. So this is the first point in expansion, geographical expansion. Second point is expansion through the medias. That means we are going to try to go into all kinds of medias. If we have a normal way of communicating, for example, we have our big mosque, our big central mosque, that's where we always make i'lan, alhamdulillah, and people are coming. So we must think of other kinds of medias, like press, like radios, like other mosques, etc. Why? Because each media has some people listening to it or reading it, and that will bring new people. And subhanallah, for example, the country where we have done most campaigns is Ivory Coast. We have done so much campaigns, radio, television, etc., etc. Yet every time we go, we find people that never heard of it. You see, we are making campaigns. We think that the whole country is following us as if it was elections for president. But You'll always find people that never heard of anything, and they are suffering for years, and they couldn't find someone to tell them where to go. So there are always people that never heard about it. So this is the second point in expansion. And the third point is collaboration with medical corps. And this is very important thing. Collaboration with medical corps. The point is that we have many patients that have medical issues. It's not the main issue. The main issue we have is blockages in life. We have not been able to get married, not being able to work, the money is wasted, etc. Then the second issue is the health issue. And alhamdulillah, many people get healed after coming to us. But they have spent so much time and maybe so much money. Well, maybe here, I don't know if healthcare is free or taken in charge, but in other countries, it's totally private. So if you have money, you get treated. If you don't have money, you don't get treated. Subhanallah, it is terrible. Wallahi, in some countries, even accident, if the ambulance comes, you have to pay for your injection for the thing to be taken care of. Otherwise, we're going to stay there. Even if you need operation, for example, a woman needs an operation to give birth, if they don't bring the money, they will not get operation. They'll let her die. That's how it is. Many countries are like that. You have the money, you do it. You don't have the money, you die. MashaAllah. So, I mean, in those countries, people who go through medication, they are exhausted financially. And all the family, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There's a phenomenon in Africa, when someone becomes ill, all the family runs away from him. And when he dies, all the family arrives. Why? Because when he's ill, everybody will be asked to contribute to treat him. And when he's dead, now everybody wants to share, to take a part of his, what he has left. Ajib. Ya Allah, take pity on us. So we want, so the idea is that, can we not reach those patients who are looking into medical solutions and not finding any? Can we not reach them? So that they stop losing time and come to us. So we try to contact doctors or any medical person. Could be nurses, it could be pharmacists, it could be hospital directors, and tell them what we are doing and which kind of people we treat, and this is the results we have led to. So if they have these kind of patients, they will send them to us. So you see, it can just be done individually. I mean, we are here, a doctor comes, what is you doing, this is what you're doing, this, that, oh, that's very interesting. I have some patients that we don't find solution, I'll send them to you. So it could just be done individually. Now it could be done on a stage that is much more organized. For example, in many countries, you have Islamic medical associations. You have Muslim doctors that have an association, and they discuss different kinds of issues. So we can contact them and try to show them what we're doing, so they send people to us. And when we do that, really, doctors, most of the time, are very happy, because they know themselves that these people, we don't have solution, you see. And a doctor is not proud of himself when he gives medicine to someone or gives him some very costing examination to do and finds nothing. Sometimes they will even do operation and find nothing. I had one patient, the doctor opened his tummy, and did not find nothing, and sewed his tummy back. So how can you be a doctor with all those years of study, opening someone's tummy and closing it for nothing? It is, it is really a problem. So most of the time the doctors, they are happy to find this solution. And very often they know it is something mystic, something of jadoo and jinn, but they don't have a solution to give to the person. They can't tell him, go to the sorcerer, or go to the temple, or even if sometimes they will send them to raqis, and those raqis will hit them very hard and take much money of them and not give any result. So very often, even if they know it should be treated by Quran, but they have no solution. And even psychiatrics. Subhanallah, I was thinking that psychiatrics, they will not like what we're doing because we're going to ruin their job totally. Once I had a conference with a psychiatric, and he started by explaining the symptoms of his patients. People come, this is this list of all the symptoms they have. It is exactly the symptoms we have. There's only one symptom they don't consider, which is the dreams. They don't ask him what is he dreaming about. But all the rest, all the symptoms they use, it is our symptoms. That means it is exactly the same people that go to psychiatric and that come to us. So it is the same people. And they have no explanation of their illness. No explanation. All the explanations they can think of, maybe he was shocked, maybe his parents died, maybe it's poverty, maybe this or that. So all those explanations, they check, they find it does not match. You have people that were shocked, people that were not shocked, people poor, people that are rich, etc. So there's no match. So there's no explanation whatsoever to this situation. And third point, there's no treatment, there's no cure. Only those chemicals they give to stop the brain functioning, is to inhibit it so that the hormones that come in the blood will not act. So the person will be calm. So their aim is to stabilize the person. And I remember that doctor, he had a catalog of the people he had treated. And there was this guy, he was totally dirty, with torn clothes, attached with a chain. And then they cleaned him up, they cut his beard, his hair, and put him nice clothes, and he was there, you see. But it is the same person. I told him, but this is only the, the outside. You only changed the wrapper. I said, you only changed the wrapper. He said, yes, that's good. Isn't it a good result? That's just a human help, not to leave him in that dirt and that stuff. And we give him medicine, so he starts acting crazy, starts hitting people, stops hitting people, stops acting crazy, and now he's calm. He can eat, he can stay still. Alhamdulillah, this is good result. It is good result. It's better than how he was. Yet, they don't hope any cure for them. He told me even if 20 years later, he will stop taking that drugs, he will become the same as the first day. I said, subhanallah, all these years of study, all this money investment, all these hospitals, psychiatric hospitals, for that, just to keep people stable, make their mind sleep. So I thought that these psychiatrics, if we can show them that we can treat those people and turn them back into normal as they were before getting ill, they will not like it because we want to take all their patients. But actually the psychiatrists were very interested in what we're doing. And they told us that in modern psychiatry, that what they say now is that people of other cultures than the white people, than the Western people, because they are Western people, that's where psychiatry was developed. And then they discovered that their theories do not work for other people, for black, Indian, Arab people, for other kinds of people. Their science does not work, does not give result. Because those people believe in different things. And they say, yes, it is the jinn in me. I don't have psychological problem. Someone made jadoo on me. So they said, when the patient says that, we are stuck. We have to find someone who has the same culture as him, who will treat him by his own way until he will tell him that now shaitan is finished and jadoo is finished and you are fine. And that is when our medicine will work on him and he will be cured. I said, very fine, alhamdulillah. So you can send them to us and we will remove that jadoo and jinn and shaitan, whatever, and then he will be cured. Now, alhamdulillah, if they take it that way, very good. But now, you have to see a psychiatric on his personal point of view. If I am working on myself, or I have my psychiatric hospital, if I can find a way to cure those people, if I can find a good man, a good healer that will remove those shayateen and jinn, and people, crazy people coming to me will be cured, so my clinic is going to go very high, and my name is going to become very big. You see? And that's what interested them. And alhamdulillah, it is also good for us. Because when he's going to do that, all the other psychiatrists are going to say, but how is he doing? We must have a look at that. He called the ruqya people. We also are going to call the ruqya people. And that's it, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. So, we are in the expansion with doctors. So for this expansion, we have set up 2 papers. One paper is the relation between medicine and ruqya, that explains what kind of illnesses are due to jinn and jadoo and sihr. So we give this paper to doctors so they can see what we are treating and they can confirm that truly these things do not match with our medicine. These are the cases that we don't have solution for. And we have a second paper that we have made. It is a leaflet to deposit in doctors' how do you say, cabinets, surgeries, yes, or pharmacists, and it is entitled, "Do you suffer from a mystic disease?" Okay, and this is how you can recognize, and this is how you can treat yourself, etc. So that people who go to doctors, well, they can think, maybe my illness is not normal, so they'll just have a look at it and see if that matches with their situation. So these are 2 things we have done. And there's another approach to medical field. It is the institutional approach. The institutional approach. What is it about? Since year 2000, OMS in French, World Health Organization, that's it? WHO. It is the organ of United Nations for health. They have made a program in Africa to officialize the traditional healers. So finally they understood that they have made a big mistake in Africa, is to bring all the Western medicine and to wipe out all the traditional medicine. And maybe in that traditional medicine there are things that are wrong, but there have to be things that are right. And for some local diseases that are not well masterized in the West, those local solutions could be better. So now they have come back to that, you see. And they have made this program to officialize traditional healers. And this program is in 3 steps. First step, to register them. So they ask the traditional healers to come to the health ministry, health services, and to register as a traditional healer and to say what kind of things he's treating. Second is to observe them and train them. They will get training on some modern understanding of medicine, also training on how to hold his papers and his how to hold it how to hold it in a modern way, to have everything registered, and so that his results will be there and he will be having a follow-up of his patients, etc. And if the health authorities will come visit him, they must find what's going on there, you see. So he will get this double training on medical side and on management, yes, and on management side. And then they're going to check everything he's doing and all the products he uses. They're going to check them if they don't have anything bad, or maybe it can be bad for pregnant women or such and such cases, etc. And if they see that his work is positive, so he's going to become an official healer. And the Social Security will take that in account, and he will be. So if you go there, it will be your Social Security will pay for that, etc. And he can even go work inside the hospital, etc. Because his work is efficient. This is the program that WHO has made for Africa. And this program, we are the ones who need to benefit from it most. Because I don't think there's any traditional healer that has better results and that is more organized than us. You see? And so we have gone in this path in Africa. Well, I don't know now in Western countries what is possible to do. It will have to be checked out. Yet it can only be done when stable centers are here. Because if you are now here and we go to doctors and say we treat this, and then say, okay, where can I send the people? Who are you? Nothing. So if we can't do it, we first have to have a center and many centers, etc. Then we can say that this is what we're doing. So we have, for example, we went in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, to one of the biggest hospitals. And the director of that hospital was previously Emir of Islamic Student Jamaat. Got it? The Islamic Student Society there. So he was, mashallah, and he working for Deen, mashallah. Now he's director of a very big hospital. So we showed him what we're doing. He said he's going to meet with the chief, with the directors of the different services, and tell them, with the Muslim directors, and tell them to send us the cases that correspond to what we say. Such and such cases that they have, they will send us. And if the result is positive, they will open us an office inside the hospital. You see? So that now we are with our ruqya team in the hospital, and if someone goes for stomach problems and the doctor sees it's not normal, he's going to tell him, well, go to those ruqya people first, and when you'll finish there, you come back to me. Any woman that cannot have children, and if the doctor sees that this is not normal, he will send her to us, etc., etc. And mashallah, we'll be there making ruqya, making money. Official people, mashallah, paid by Social Security, alhamdulillah, working with Quran in hospital, mashallah, taking, for example, students that are making their studies, their, research, etc. They'll come make their research with us to see how these things get cured, etc. MashaAllah. What can we hope better than this? So this is how we get to be officialized. And now there's only one country who reached that. It is Guinea-Conakry. They have got officialized, MashaAllah. And for example, what happened in Guinea-Conakry, in all countries in Africa, you get epidemic of epileptic crisis with girls in schools. You get schools where 20, 30, 40 girls fall, have crisis in the between the classrooms when they are outside in the court. And of course, it's not medical issue, nothing. So what happens? So those people, the directors and the parents, etc., so they will get traditional healers, they'll get sorcerers, and they'll tell them that these jinns, you have come on their land, and they're asking you to give them sheep and to give them this and that, and they're going to do those shirk sacrifices, and that's it. Because what are the solution? That's all they can do about it. So when we come, alhamdulillah, we get those jinns, we convert them, and we turn those girls into catchers, and mashallah, I know the situation has changed. Now that happens in all countries, but in Guinea-Conakry, it happens in all schools. In each school, you get that. It is ajib. So much shirk, so much shirk. You get it in each school. And so the brothers there, mashallah, they made a conference on the subject, and they got people from the Ministry of Women, the Ministry of Education, and the Ministry of Health. And they got 3 televisions to come, and radio, etc. And while they were doing the conference, some girls were there, starting having crisis. So they brought them in front, and they catch the jinns until they were okay. So, mashallah, it was clear demonstration. And the lady from the women's ministry said she's going to pay us to treat all the schools in the country. You see? So that is the only place that is recognized officially as a medical NGO, as a medical NGO, the Ruqya group. So, and there's more about it. You know, this program of WHO, World Health Organization. So we are going to register the traditional healers. Then we are going to train them on management and on medical issues. Then we're going to observe their methods. And if the result is positive, we will officialize them. That's what they say. But what they don't say, if the result is negative, we're going to forbid them. That's clear. You see? So that is what it is leading to. If these people are harming the population, they're doing things wrong, they're dangerous, we're going to stop them. Now, in the first time, in the first period, we ask them to come, that we're going to help them, come and register. But one time is going to arrive where we're going to say that those who have not registered now, they're not allowed to practice. Why are you hiding? We are here to help you. Come, show what you're doing, make it transparent, we're going to help you. Now, if you're not coming, not showing, that means you're suspicious. And now, you're not allowed to practice, just have to come and register and show what you're doing, and we're going to come and see. And this is when we're going to catch the sorcerers. You see? This is when we're going to catch them. Because many of these countries have Muslim people, even Christian people, can fight the sorcerers. Even Christian people, and even in Christianity, sorcery is a satanic thing. So this is when, because in those countries, we have Muslim people and Muslim da'i that are inside the ministry. And they can push in that those procedures until they catch the sorcerers and they forbid them and they condemn them. That we're going to understand that all these people getting ill, this is why. It is because of those people. They are the ones doing all that. And we're going to stop them, you see. So this is the third point in expansion of ruqya. It is the working with the health services. So now, as Britain is concerned, alhamdulillah, there is a special situation in Britain, is that the cupping is officially recognized. Yeah? Cupping is officially recognized, alhamdulillah, but of course there's some legal procedures to follow. So we are asking all the people who learn ruqya and want to practice ruqya in our method, because in our method cupping is necessary, absolutely necessary. So to do what you need to do to get your cupping diploma. And alhamdulillah, we have brothers that have cupping centers and that can deliver this diploma. And costs are very various. So the lowest cost we heard about is £300. So that is accessible to everybody. So because if we are working in a not official way, so we cannot go anywhere. It's just for surviving, but there cannot be any expansion, and we'll always be hiding from the authorities, etc. Anyway, alhamdulillah, we are helping people, not doing something bad, but I mean that is just as a start, because we can't start. There's no other way to start. But we have to go towards the official thing. So once we have a center, now the solution for the future of ruqya in England actually is to work with cupping centers. It is much easier to add ruqya into a cupping center than to add cupping into a ruqya center. You see, if you go to a ruqya center, you said you should do cupping, wow, that's going to change all their organization. But if you go to a cupping center and said you should do ruqya, that is possible. It's not that difficult, you see. So that is the way. So once we have that, once we have this center making cupping and ruqya, so they can register their alhamdulillah results and go to doctors and whatever they will go to and say this is what we treat and this is the results we have, and that procedures will follow. at least in a first stage, they can contact Muslim doctors to tell them that if you have these kind of cases, you can send them to us. And mashallah. So the fourth point in expansion, I told you expansion is geographic through medias, expansion through relations with medical corps, and fourth expansion is with ulama and imams and ustads and hafiz. Anyway, we'd say religious corps. Religious corps. MashaAllah. So the religious corps, the imams and ulamas and muftis, etc., of course, they are, it is even better to have the imam that is doing this. But we cannot say, everybody would say it is better to have the imam making da'wah, it is better to have the imam preaching for this cause, etc. But the imams cannot get involved in everything. And anyway, but we have a special program, a special training program for the religious corps. And this program is in 3 stages. You see, mashallah, everything is so mathematical. This program is in 3 stages. First stage is understanding the subject. Okay? And we want all imams and alims to understand the issue of ruqya and also of shirk. And we would like to have this included in religious courses. You see how bad the problem of jinn and sorcery is, and shirk, and how can someone be alim and not understand anything about it? Subhanallah. You are here to lead people, you are responsible of the religion of people that are behind you, because who's teaching them religion? It's you. And this is something you don't know. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Of so much importance. We would like it to be included in Islamic studies, but anyway, we try to train imams on this. So what is this understanding of the subject? It is actually the teaching, the course, the bayan, the lecture I give in all places. Understanding that sihr and jinn are a reality, what are the symptoms, how to treat oneself, how to fight the jinns, and how to protect yourself, and what is the shirk. So this is the basic understanding of the subject. The second level of training for imams and religious corps is what you can do to treat someone without taking a risk. Without taking a risk. Wow. And when does the risk start? The risk starts when you read Quran on the patient. Because that's when you are burning the jinn, and the jinn can come to take revenge on you. So what can you do without reading Quran on the patient? You can write Quran, give him the paper, he will dilute it in water and do treatment with that. And you will tell him to buy sana, and he's going to take the sana and eat it. And he's going to spray his house with that water. And you're far away. You just wrote that paper, so the jinns will not come up to you. And also, you're going to prepare oil. So now the oil, either you tell him to buy 1 bottle of oil, or you take many bottles if you have many people to read on them all. Oil, incense, if you want to, you prepare that, so you give them that. And you handwrite the sheet of Quran. So that sheet of Quran, you must write Fatiha al-Kursi, the 3 Musa verses and the 3 Qul, to coronize the water. Then you add the verses according to the symptoms of the person. So you have the 45 verses and what sorcery that is corresponding to, and how can you recognize it. And when the person says, I have this, I dreamed this, I have such problem, so you just add verses, and then you said, here's your treatment. Okay? So this will be very helpful for people, yet it's not enough because there's no cupping. So instead of the cupping, you're going to tell people to insist with the oil. So the place you have pain, you're going to insist rubbing into the oil. You can rub it morning and evening to make it more efficient. It is to replace the cupping. Yet it will be very helpful for people. It will give some money to imams. And this is a normal thing. And this money problem leads many people to ta'wiz, isn't it? And to different situations. And mashallah, I was giving course for imams in London, and one told me that He's teaching children in house, and the parents tell him, please blow on him, read something, blow on him. So he reads Fatiha, he blows on the child. Then the parents tell him, what did you find? What did you find? He does not know what to say, you see. So you see, such a person, if he has a minimum understanding, he can help them, and alhamdulillah, those children will be cured, will be better, and mashallah, he will get a little bit of money, and that will stop the parents going somewhere else and spending more money and falling into shirk, you see. And I tell them, alhamdulillah, this money will have a lot of barakat, because it is ilaj, treating people with Quran, halal, and people are going to get better. It's going to help them a lot and increase their iman, because they see that Quran is curing and stopping them going into shirk. MashaAllah. And the third level of training for imams and religious corps is the full training that we do to everybody. So coming and doing the hijama, reading, etc., and jinn catching, etc. Okay? So this is the second stage in ruqya, which is the expansion. And the third stage in ruqya, we're not there. We're in the first stage. In England, we're in the first stage. But even if we are in the first stage, it is very good to understand where we are going. What are our aims? So we know that. So we know what? So we know that we must go quickly to reach our aims, and not just sit there and that's all we know about it. And so the third stage in ruqya is eradication. Eradication of sihr and of shirk. Sihr and all kinds of shirk. All kinds of shirk, because any shirk involves jinns and shayateen. Eradication. This is the third stage. And how do we proceed? How do we proceed for the eradication of jinns, of sorcery and shirk? So there are many points. And it's mostly a question of jinn catching. The first point is through the patients. So any patient who comes, we will remove, inshallah, the jinns that are with him, in his house, in his family, and in his work. Now, sihr is a lot related to work. Is very much related to jobs. That means for example, many businessmen make sihr to get clients in shops, etc. So if you are selling something, you have a shop and there are many shops around you, so you will be affected by all the sihr the other shops do. There can be some sihr done to ruin your business, but the sihr they do to make their business run, that will take off your clients to take them to them. So you will be affected, even if it's not made against you. So when someone comes, we make sure we take all the jinns that are related to his workplace. And that's going to affect all the other ones. And when we do that, they will go against, because that's what we do every time. After we convert them to Islam, then we read فَقَاتِلُوا أَوْلِيَاءَ الشَّيْطَانِ, fight the allies of the devil. So they see that the allies of shaitan are the sahir, the sorcerers, and the people using sihr. So they go back against the people they were working for. So all those who have constructed their lives and their wealth and their power on sorcery and jinn, they're going to break, they're going to fall. You see? For example, before summer, we had one or two patients that worked for BBC, and that were they were fired from BBC. And so we made the catching, and they gave us the names of the responsible, etc., etc. That was in June. So you saw what happened to BBC? Did everybody see? That who was abusing of children, and so many responsibles implicated inside, etc. And they said those satanic people making satanic rituals with children. So you see, jinns have come, converted, came back against them, and that thing fell down. So this is the eradication program. Anybody who comes, we try to ask about his job. What do we do? So if we see that that job is very much related, because it depends, it's not everywhere. For example, football, plenty of sihr in football. Politics, that is the most. That is the most, where there is sorcery. So whenever we get some person, and in his workplace there's some issue related to that. So, for example, there's a policeman that is our patient, and his job is to catch child abusers. You see, that's his job. So I told him, the people you are chasing, give us the list. We're going to remove their jinns. Inshallah, you'll see what's going to happen. Once we were in Nigeria, in Abuja, the capital city, and we were traveling by night. There were lots of prostitutes. So we made jinn catching for the prostitutes. And those prostitutes use sihr to get clients. So they have jinns to bring people to them. So we say, drive you crazy to them. So we converted them, then we left. After a few days, I saw in the newspaper that 20 or 30 prostitutes were caught by police and put in jail. And we got the jinns again. I asked them what happened. They said, yes, they were working for the prostitutes. Now they have become Muslim. They sold them away to the police. You see? So this is the eradication program. First point of eradication program is each client, we don't say clients, we say patients that come, we look for his professional situation. Second point, all the sorcerers that have worked on him will remove all their jinns and turn them back against them. And that will mean if we come to a place and we have a large campaign having lots of people, so that will break all the sorcerers of that locality, because we will get people that have been hurt by all those different sorcerers. And especially when someone tells us that he has gone everywhere meeting so much people and he was wrong, he has been to lots of sorcerers, so through that guy we're going to take the jinns of all the sorcerers, inshallah. Okay? Now, what else in eradication? In eradication you have the visits. Visiting the places that are likely to have lots of jinns. Alhamdulillah. Some have been with us to the hill. What hill? Pendle Hill. MashaAllah. Where sorcerers meet. Since when? Since Celtic ages. Alhamdulillah. To remove those jinns. So we go to strategic places. It could be natural places. Well, ajib, the sorcerers the places they do rituals are very beautiful natural places. Especially when there's water or next to the sea, etc. So alhamdulillah, we go watch those beautiful places. And we get very, very old jinns, because those places were beautiful since thousands of years. And what else? We go to cemeteries, we go to psychiatric hospitals, prisons, we go to places of power, political parties, we go to different churches or religious temples or whatever, sects. We go to any place where it is likely to find lots of jinns. And also the visit of sorcerers. So mashallah, this is a new sunnah we have made in ruqya, in our ruqya group, that wherever we go, we ask for the biggest sorcerers, the most well-known sorcerers there. We go to visit them, give them some da'wah, and show them the jinn catching. We tell them we have a technique to catch jinns, look at this. And we bring their own jinns in front of them. And we discuss with them, what are you doing with this guy? He said, well, we work with him. What kind of job? Yes, we break couples, we kill people, we get people mad, we do this, we do that. And what is he giving you for that? Oh, he's giving us sheep and cows and chicken and this. I said, okay. And what else are you taking from him? They said, no, that's a secret. And we said, oh, we really want to know about the secret. And we read Yawma Tubla Sara'ir, the day the secrets will come out. So they say we take his health and his children. You see? And actually the sorcerer is always the biggest loser in his work. he is himself the biggest loser. And they would say that. And then we will make them become Muslim and destroy all the sihr that is there, all the sacrifices, and let them fight him. And we go. And sometimes, because I like making jokes, mashallah, sometimes I'll give him some money. This is 2-3 pounds for your visit. And we go. And we leave him. And he will be mad crazy about it. And he's going to do all kinds of sihr he can do. Send all kinds of jinns he can send against us. And we're going to, inshallah, catch them, make them embrace Islam, send them back against him. Then he's going to call all the sorcerers he can call. Please help me, this white man has destroyed my work. And they're going to send all the jinns that they can send. And we're going to catch them, make them embrace Islam, return them against them. But really, we do, alhamdulillah, catch them and return them against them. But sometimes problems happen. It can make us a car accident, it can make something happen. These are things that can happen. Alhamdulillah, things that can happen. So we must make a lot of dua, but we fight, and inshallah, we always win. Bidnillah tabaraka wa ta'ala. It's like in the films, the goodies always win. Alhamdulillah. So what we say, this is new sunnah we have made in ruqya. We are talking about eradication. What else we have in eradication? The last point is to follow up the news. Whatever is happening, we catch the jinns, convert them, send them against the sorcerers. And then you see things changing. You see things changing. Sometimes, most of the time, we don't see anything. We just do it. We don't see anything happening. But sometimes we see things happening. Things do happen. And things change. So that is the eradication. Okay? It is the third stage, but even now, as we do our best to do it. For example, if we are coming in a campaign, to help the center that we are trying to establish, we must neutralize a maximum of the sorcerers. So that the people that we are going to leave, that's going to ease their job a maximum. They will find the maximum of things that have been cut off. It will be easier for them to implement. But they're going to fight, and the sorcerer is going to fight them totally. What I want to say is that in this fight against sorcerers and shayateen, there's no place you can stop. You say, no, I'm going to stop here. I don't want to get involved in that, because they're going to attack you. Even if you don't attack them, they're going to attack you. So might as well attack them all, once for all, and that's it. Don't say that, oh, I just want to treat people. I don't want to get involved with problem with sorcerers. You cannot. You're breaking their business. They will attack you. So might as well attack them the hardest you can. May Allah Ta'ala accept us and guide us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.